This is a video about Cotton Picker's USB battery box. I'll tell you about some of the features and also some tips and tricks on using it. He sells these for $15 on Candle Power forums, along with his solar panels and USB lithium-ion chargers. We'll start with the switch on the side here, which is a rate switch. So when set at 2 amps, it'll output 2 amps out of each USB port. So you can fast charge two devices at the same time. So say a cell phone and a tablet, you could fast charge each at 2 amps at the same time. You can select 1 amp and a half an amp, mostly for really old devices that can't detect their correct charge currents. This is a micro USB jack for recharging the internal batteries at up to 2 amps total. So if you have a solar panel that outputs 2 amps or a wall plug that outputs 2 amps, then it'll charge each of the cells in here at a half an amp each. I'll talk about this button in a minute. This button activates the light on the unit. Not very bright, but in an emergency it would probably get you by. The activation button. I like to call it an activation and not a power button, because you can't actually turn the unit off with this button. You can only turn it on, and I'll explain a bit about how it works. So if you hold this button down with nothing plugged into the unit, it'll show you the current charge level of the batteries. So 25, 50, 75 at 100, and right now I'm at 75%. Now that didn't turn the battery box on. All it did was show us a status of the charge level. Now, if you had something plugged in the box, like say a cell phone, now when you press the button, you'll see that there's a red glow around the button. This will always glow red as long as it's outputting USB power. So now the box is turned on and it's outputting USB power. Now if you hit that button, there's no way to turn it off. All that button does is show you your current charge level. Now once you remove all the load from the battery box, after about 5 seconds it'll turn off automatically. So there you go. So now the box is turned off. So I call that the activation button. The only other button on here is what I call the master reset button. So say for example that you drained all 4 of the batteries in here and you replace them with 4 fresh batteries. There's only 2 different ways to get the box to turn on. One way is to use the master reset switch. It's a recessed button, so you have to use a paper clip or a pen or something to press it. So when you put new cells, either because you just bought the box brand new or they died and you replace them with fresh ones, then you have to hit this reset button, and then everything will be like it is now. The power meter will work, you can plug in devices, everything works fine. The other way is if you plug in, say, a solar panel or a USB power supply into the charge jack, then that will also activate the unit. So when you get this unit brand new and you put the cells in it, it'll be totally dead until you press the reset button or plug something into the charge port. Same as if you drained all the batteries and had fresh ones handy and you didn't want to recharge in this box. Now, this works best with unprotected batteries. These are Panasonic NCR18650B batteries. You can see that these are unprotected flat tops, and there's hardly any extra room in the battery box. So if you try and use long protected cells, it may break some of the tabs here, or they just won't fit in general. All 4 batteries are in parallel, so there's no danger of them becoming unbalanced. And this box also supports low voltage protection shutoff, so there's no problem with over draining the batteries. So you can use unprotected batteries, no problem. I think that's about that's about it. I hope this gave you a good idea on how to use and